if you recall, 2 weeks ago, and if you haven't seen this already, by the way, surprise, we have confirmed we're doing the bank improvements and placeholders updates. Now, this is, as we mentioned in the devlog, the work in progress interface for the bank at the time. It came with it some changes in regards to its layout, in regards to how we were doing searching and filtering, and we've had some suggestions from you all when we showed this off, and we've done some changes. So, shall we do this? Should we go into a change? Because a lot has changed in 2 weeks. You'd be very surprised to find out. So, without further ado, this is the new bank interface. The new bank interface uses some of the same styling as the current quest point shop in the game. Now, what this means is we have a nice blue filter. We have a layer here that's filled out, which means your items will come into frame a lot better. It looks much nicer, and you can actually see some of the game view here in the background as well, and it looks really, really cool. So, already, this is a significant UI change. Player facing, this is final, but of course, as always with stuff like this, it can all change, work in progress, so on and so forth. So, you might notice we have 50 more bank slots. I now have 1,320 bank slots in total. So if you look at how many bank slots we've added in this update, we've added 49 additional slots to give us a nice even number. It was currently, if I remember, a crazy, I think it was like 1269. It's now 1320 total. I have asked if we can show, I mean, for people who are saying, can we see free or paid slots? They didn't matter. Oh, you mean the slots, apologies. Yes, they're free. Just to clarify, when I asked Mod Hunter that question 2 weeks ago, those slots are just being added with the update. Sorry, I thought you meant in the initial bank update we showed two different variations, one being member slots and something else, but yes, it's free. So, let's get into some stuff. So, the interface itself has changed. You will notice the Manage Presets button is back at the bottom. This was a suggestion we had based on feedback, because before it used to have a cog icon. We've moved it right back to the bottom, where it was before, easily to get to, and we've decided to replace the Beast of Burden icon with a familiar icon, just for iconography and for visibility. We've removed some of the buttons, you may notice, and we put them into what we call a hamburger menu. So when you click on this, you now can see it. You have your bank stuff here, your costume room here, and your holiday item storage. These are buttons you're not going to use as often, so we just put them into a little menu here to get from there, so they're a little bit out of the way. And you'll notice, of course, we have the one and only placeholder button. Of course, UI and everything on this bank is still work in progress. And the note withdrawal button as usual. And we've still got this stuff here. Now, let's get to some cool stuff. We asked you for some of your suggestions on the filter option. Now, before we get into this, to show you what the filter option was about, initially it would show junk, members items, and non-members items. Then we asked you, what suggestions would you like to see in there? So here's what we've done. We now have a change to the junk filter, and it will now tell you via titles what goes where and where can it be stored. So now you can see straight away, these are all quest items with May's Quest Caravan, right off the bat in my bank. And also here's all of my skilling outfits and all my additional stuff with Diango. All things considered, my cleanup filter is actually not that bad, for once. So that's really cool. We also have Tradable. These are all of my items that I can trade. All of them can be traded with players or on the GE, and this is just a quick way of seeing, very, very quickly, what can be traded versus what can't be traded in the non-tradable options. Of course, you notice we've got stuff like Dread Nips and so on and so forth. Here's my favorite. Worn equipment. If you want to see all of your head slot items, here they are. If you want to see all of your cape slots, here they are. Your amulets, your weapons, your chest piece, your legs, your hands, your feet, your rin slots, your quiver, down to your pocket slots. Whoosh, all there. Beautiful. I'm getting very hyped, as you can tell, as it's escalated a little bit. Anyway, that's worn equipment. Looks amazing. Absolutely love this filter. Beyond belief. Right. What else? We got some more stuff. We got some preset stuff now. So, this is the preset menu. As you can see, we have my preset backpack, my preset worn, and of course my usual options and the lists. Now, this one I think is huge. We'll see what your opinions are. you'll notice in my preset inventory, I have 6 doses of Overloads, Renewal, and Brews. We've now done something where if you load your preset and it cannot find a 6 dose, it will load 5 doses, and so on and so forth. So, if you ever run into an issue where your presets don't withdraw all of your potions because of 6 dose, it'll withdraw 5 dose, 4 dose, and so on. Yes, it's big, and I'm glad that my hype is understandable for you guys. So, that is preset withdrawing. Now, if you ever run into an issue where you have a preset set up and you're like, oh, I've got to redo my entire preset interface, and let me just withdraw everything here. Let's say, oh, I've got the wrong cape in my preset backpack. You can now drag the cape into the backpack interface and it loads a preset immediately. That is now saved. I can hit load and it immediately works. It works via item slot editing. Next up, Worn slot editing. If I want it to be in my Worn, it can be in my Worn as well, although I haven't got 2 of them, so it's not working. But anyway, let's try a weapon. That'll work, but you get the point. You can now do individual slot editing on your preset via dragging from either your backpack or your Worn into those interfaces, and they will load instantly, and you can then load them on the fly just like that. There's a phrase I said 2 weeks ago, which is a PG version of what I would really say, but it just works. It's so awesome. It's so hype. Oh, my lord. I'm just double-checking my little list here to make sure I've covered everything. Also, in regards to your presets, instead of you having to go into your managed presets and save it, you can now, if you so wish, want to save this in preset 10, right-click, save. That's now saved in preset 10. Just like that. So you have these little improvements that add up into, of course, the one and only placeholder update, where if you recall, I just took out my little preset of items, and because of that, they're now placeholders. Anytime you use your preset and it takes out an item in your bank that has a stack of 1, it will placeholder it as so. So you can see I have my Nox Scythe placeholdered, my Souls placeholdered, and my Kite Shield, my Excalibur. You get the point. The bank itself can be resized width. I don't know how you say it properly, but you get the point. You can do it in edit mode. So if I go into edit mode very quickly, you can still change your bank like this, if you so wish. And then see what it looks like that. And you'll see more items. And then, of course, if you don't know, the tabs are being increased to 15 from 9. So you can now have up to 9 bank tabs. And, of course, you'll notice the plus button is right at the top there compared to where it was on the interface. So the preset stuff you'll notice moved when I resized. I believe that is intended, but, of course, this is all work in progress. So I'm not sure on the specifics for that one, but I think we've done it where if you increase the height, we make the buttons bigger because of the interface is bigger itself, so it's easier to get to in that sense. So the interface will then redraw itself according to the width of it, or the height of it, sorry. I just realized I said you can make it width-wise and height-wise. I'm so bad at this. Anyway, height-wise, and then you can get it from there. My bank is way out of whack in regards to its organization. Enjoy the messiness, as it were. One thing I forgot to mention. So you'll know, if you don't know this, 2 weeks ago, dynamic searching is a thing with the bank now. It's not, I don't think it's called dynamic searching, but I'm calling it dynamic searching because of how fast it works. So, you know, you type, you can press escape, you can type, press escape, and it's so fast. Now, there is an issue in the live game right now, where when you have the search prompt open and you try to deposit, it closes the search box. Not anymore. You can close out all of this while keeping the search you have typed out. I know for a fact that it was a very much annoyance in that when you try to search and you deposit something, it closes the search box, and it's frustrating as hell. Not anymore. That is the way it works. It's hype. Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, I gotta give a couple of shout-outs, actually. So, the preset potion withdrawals, where if you're at a 6 dose, it withdraws 5 dose, that all the credit for Ninja for that. Ninja actually did an update for that, and they've worked with the Tempest team, who've then brought it into the placeholders and improvements update. A wonderful example of teams doing little things and adding on to one big update like this. Ninja smashed it for that one. And obviously the Tempest team, who have done an absolutely incredible job so far with the bank improvements and placeholders. I mean, I can't praise these guys enough. It's absolutely hype. You know, we've taken your feedback you've given us from 2 weeks ago, and we've tried to put that into play, and I think we've done that. So you're all going to be asking, when's the beta and so on. I cannot give you a date yet. Trust me, is the one thing I wish I could give you is a date for the beta. I cannot just yet. But, of course, when it happens, we will shout about it, because we cannot wait for you all to go out and try it. It is making great progress, but at the moment we're not at the point where we can announce a date. Someone said, can I move placeholders around in my bank? Yes, you can. As you can see, there is obviously a box that comes up when you click it, but I'm sure that they know about that. But yeah, you can move your placeholders around in your bank. So you can have a list of your potions in a placeholder form now if you so wish, and so on. But yeah. Does that excite you all? Does that make you hyped? You don't have to placeholder everything. So you'll notice this box is on an X, and if I withdraw it, it leaves an empty slot. That is not going to stay there. That's for dev purposes. But yeah, that's an empty slot that it leaves. But yeah, you can decide by pressing P. As you notice, the button is toggling here. When I press P, that will toggle placeholders on, placeholders off. Hype. I'm a little exhausted. I got dramatically hyped, as you can imagine. When you withdraw from search, does it close search? It does not. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. My search is still open. So I can type potion and withdraw all the potions if I wanted to. Boom, boom. Well, if I noted them, I'm great like that. Anyway, let's try that again. Note, boom, 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 boom. But see, that was an example where, because I didn't have it noted, if I had clicked this, my search would have closed. It doesn't do that anymore. Deposit in does not close your search. It is still up. And yeah, as we mentioned as well 2 weeks ago, the presets are going to stay the same, but we have increased the tabs from 9 to 15. I'm hyped, and that is literally going to bring us to the end of the stream. I really hope that it made you all hyped. And you'll notice, as one note, when you withdraw an item that is not placeholdered, it leaves an empty slot. It doesn't compress. We say compress. It doesn't move the inventory around. But the moment you open the bank again, that empty slot is now replaced because everything is now shuffled accordingly. In the current game, everything shuffles when it becomes an empty slot. It doesn't do that anymore. Yeah. Hype, everyone. So that will bring us to the end of the stream. We had fun with the weapon diversity beta. We had some fun with the Virago mass. Apologies, we can do more of that. But we thought we'd end it with something that is understandably really, really hype. So yeah, I think that'll bring us to the end. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. It's been a pleasure as always. And remember, from next week and for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be focusing on the Land Out of Time for our streams. So get very excited for that as well. It's all exciting times here in RuneScape. We've just got to make sure we do the best for you lot. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care and have a good one.